Have you ever been ignored or brushed aside by a woman you truly wanted? It stings, doesn't it? Here's the hard truth most men don't want to hear. Chasing her, pouring your heart out, and trying to prove your worth are the very things that push her further away. But what if I told you there's a way to make her deeply miss you, even if she isn't interested right now? The secret lies in flipping the dynamic, not by manipulating her, but by transforming how you present yourself. This isn't about playing mind games or being manipulative. It's about creating a version of yourself so compelling, so unforgettable, that her disinterest melts away. Some might say this approach is too controversial, even selfish. They'd argue that if she doesn't like you now, you should just move on. But those people underestimate the power of attraction. It's not just something women feel naturally. Attraction is triggered, cultivated, and yes, even reversed. Here's what most men get wrong. They think their worth is determined by her initial opinion of them. That mindset, it's poison. Women don't respect desperation. They're drawn to men who are independent, intriguing, and emotionally strong. And the beauty of this strategy, you don't need to beg, plead, or compete for her attention. Throughout this video, I'm going to teach you how to spark that sense of longing in her mind. A longing so deep she starts second-guessing her feelings toward you. Whether she's lost interest, only sees you as a friend, or has never thought of you that way. These principles work because they leverage human psychology. This isn't about tricking her. It's about becoming someone who naturally draws attention, respect, and admiration. Skeptical? That's good, you should be. But if you're willing to embrace what I'm about to share, you'll understand how to flip the script, take control of your interactions, and yes, make her miss you so much she starts wondering if letting you slip away was the biggest mistake of her life. 1. Stop chasing her. Why the pursuer always loses the biggest mistake men make when trying to capture a woman's interest is chasing her. You may think your persistence shows her how much you care or proves your worth. In reality, it's doing the opposite. It's signaling desperation, which kills attraction faster than anything else. Here's why. Chasing puts her on a pedestal, and the moment she realizes she's the prize and you're the pursuer, the power dynamic shifts completely. You've handed over all control and she knows she doesn't have to work for your attention. Women don't miss what's readily available. They miss what they feel they might lose. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how much more valuable something seems when it's harder to get? The same principle applies here. Chasing a woman removes all sense of mystery, scarcity, and excitement, making you seem like just another option she doesn't need to prioritize. But what's the alternative? The answer is counterintuitive but incredibly effective. Pull back. When you stop chasing, you create a gap, a void that gets her attention. Suddenly she's wondering why you're not texting her or why your focus has shifted elsewhere. That's when the real magic happens. Of course, some men fear pulling back means losing her forever, but here's the truth. If chasing her wasn't working, continuing to do so won't either. Pulling back is not about playing hard to get. It's about showing her that your life is full and that your happiness doesn't depend on her validation. This shift in energy is powerful. It's what draws women in naturally. The key here is balance. You don't want to disappear completely or act distant out of spite. Instead, redirect your energy toward building yourself up. The more you focus on becoming a better, stronger, and more fulfilled version of yourself, the more irresistible you'll become. And guess what? When you're no longer chasing her, she'll notice, and when she does, that's when she'll start missing you. Chasing her is a losing game. Instead, flip the script. Become the man she wants to chase. Trust me, that's a game you'll always win. 2. Create space to build desire. Less availability, more impact. One of the most overlooked truths about relationships is that too much availability can kill desire. Women don't crave what's always in front of them. They crave what feels just out of reach. This is why creating space is so crucial if you want to make a woman miss you. When you're constantly texting, calling, or showing up for her, you leave no room for her to miss you. You've made yourself predictable, and predictability often breeds disinterest. The excitement comes from the unknown, the moments when she wonders what you're doing, who you're with, or why you're not immediately available. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding how attraction works. When you start making yourself less available, you interrupt the pattern. Instead of always being there, create moments of silence. Skip replying to her text the second it comes in. Politely say no to plans if they don't align with your priorities. Not being overly eager shows her that you value your time and that she'll need to work a little to earn a place in it. Think of attraction like a flame, it needs air to burn. When you create space, you give her the room to reflect on what life feels like without you constantly present. That space is where longing grows. It's in the silence and absence that her curiosity starts to build. Why hasn't he messaged me back? Or what's he up to this weekend? But beware, there's a fine line between creating space and outright neglect. Ignoring her completely or being cold won't spark desire, it will just push her further away. The goal is to balance moments of connection with moments of distance. Let her experience your presence and then pull back just enough to remind her that your time is precious. Creating space doesn't mean being aloof or uninterested. It means valuing yourself enough to set boundaries. When she sees that you're not a man who overinvests too early, she'll start craving your attention more than ever before. Sometimes, the most powerful way to remind her of your worth is to give her the gift of missing you. 3. Be mysterious. Never reveal everything about yourself. Let's face it, mystery is one of the most powerful weapons in your arsenal when it comes to making a woman miss you. The truth is, people are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand. When you put everything about yourself on display too soon, you rob her of the curiosity and excitement that fuels attraction. Think about the relationships or crushes you've had in the past. The most intriguing people weren't the ones who told you every little detail about themselves or shared every thought they had. They were the ones who kept you guessing, who made you wonder what they were thinking or feeling. That element of mystery made them stand out, and the same applies when you're dealing with her. When you're mysterious, you allow her imagination to fill in the blanks, which creates an emotional investment. She'll start thinking about you more, trying to figure you out and wondering what you're about. But if you lay all your cards on the table from the start, you leave no room for her to do that. There's no intrigue, no anticipation, just flat, predictable familiarity. Being mysterious doesn't mean being deceptive or playing games. It's not about withholding the truth or being secretive for the sake of manipulation. It's about pacing what you reveal, letting her get to know you gradually, and leaving enough unsaid that she keeps wanting to learn more. When she doesn't have the full picture, she'll keep coming back for more, driven by a natural urge to fill in the gaps. And in the process, she'll start associating you with intrigue, excitement, and a spark she can't quite put her finger on. The best part is, this approach works in your favor emotionally as well. When you stop feeling the need to over-explain or constantly prove yourself, you come across as more confident and self-assured, qualities that are inherently attractive. A mysterious man is one who respects himself enough not to overshare, and that self-respect is magnetic. Mystery creates the space for her to desire you, to miss you, and to crave the time when she can learn more about you. So keep a part of yourself guarded, not because you have something to hide, but because you know your worth. 4. Build an irresistible lifestyle she can't ignore. Let's be honest, too many men spend all their energy trying to fit into a woman's world rather than building one of their own. It's a mistake, and if this sounds like you, it's time to wake up. Women are not drawn to a man whose life revolves around chasing someone else's attention. They're drawn to a man whose life is so engaging, so full of purpose, that being with him feels like stepping into something extraordinary. Ask yourself this: what does your life look like without her in it? Is it interesting, exciting, or filled with growth? Or are you just filling the space until she finally decides to give you the time of day? If the latter is true, it's no wonder you're struggling to make her miss you. No one is captivated by someone who has nothing going on. Now here's the reality check. If your primary focus is on winning her over, you're ignoring the most important investment you'll ever make yourself. That energy you're spending on her, pour it into creating a life that's so irresistible, people are drawn to you naturally. Work on your passions, set ambitious goals, travel, learn new skills, and develop relationships that lift you up. When your life is fulfilling, it speaks volumes without you having to say a word. A woman is far more likely to miss a man whose life is inspiring than one who seems like he's waiting around for her. When she sees that you're driven, passionate, and constantly evolving, it sparks something powerful within her. She starts imagining what it would feel like to share in that journey, not because you're chasing her, but because you're inviting her into something special. The harsh truth is this: if you don't have an exciting life, you're asking her to be your excitement, and that's an unfair burden to place on anyone. Women don't want to be the center of your world. They want to walk alongside a man whose world is already worth exploring. Wake up. Build a life so irresistible that she can't help but notice. That's not just how you make her miss you, it's how you create a version of yourself you can be proud of. 5. Mastering emotional detachment, staying confident even when she's cold. Let's get one thing clear. A woman will test you. Whether consciously or subconsciously, she'll pull back, act disinterested, or even downright cold at times. And most men crumble in the face of this. They panic, overcompensate, or start doubting themselves. But here's the truth. If you want to make her deeply miss you, you must master emotional detachment. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you stop caring or become indifferent. It means staying grounded in your own value, no matter how she behaves. Too often, men attach their confidence to a woman's responses. If she's warm, they feel on top of the world. If she's distant, their self-esteem plummets. This dependence is not only unattractive, but also unsustainable. The key is to remain unshaken. When she pulls away or acts uninterested, take a step back, breathe, and remind yourself that her mood or actions do not define your worth. Women are drawn to men who exude emotional stability because it's rare. The majority of men react emotionally, becoming needy, defensive, or desperate to fix the situation. But the man who stays calm and secure, he stands out. This doesn't mean ignoring her or refusing to address issues. It's about showing her that your emotions don't waver based on her temporary behavior. When she sees that you're not easily affected, it sends a powerful message. You're not a man who can be controlled by external validation. You're confident in who you are, with or without her approval. Ironically, the moment you stop needing her attention or affection to feel good about yourself, she'll start missing you. Detachment creates a sense of independence that is magnetic. It shows her you're not afraid to walk away if she doesn't see your value. And that's a mindset every man should cultivate, regardless of their relationship status. Here's the final takeaway. You can't control her feelings, but you can control your reaction to them. If she's cold, remain warm, but don't chase. If she's distant, give her space, but don't withdraw emotionally. Stay consistent and let her come to terms with what she's missing. True confidence isn't about avoiding rejection. It's about knowing you're good enough even if it happens. Master that mindset, and not only will she miss you, you'll miss the weaker version of yourself you used to be. Here's the harsh reality. If you're still trying to win over someone who isn't genuinely interested in you, you're wasting your time. Attraction isn't about proving yourself or being someone you're not. It's about knowing your worth and showing up as the best version of yourself. If she doesn't see it now, that's her loss. I'd love to hear your experiences with this mindset. Drop a comment below and let me know how these strategies have worked for you or if you face challenges. I'll reach out personally to connect and continue the conversation. Let's build something real together.